Lord, your mercy falls like rain here on us as we call out your name. Captured my heart and captured my praise. And Lord, your grace falls on me when I ask your forgiveness. You set my heart free. I give you my life and all of my praise. And no set me free and burn in me. You are all I need and all I need. Lord, your mercy falls like rain, and here on us as we call out your name. You captured my heart and captured my praise. And Lord, your grace falls on me when I ask your forgiveness. Set my heart free. I give you my life and all of my praise. No, set me free and burn in me. You are all I need and all I need. Don't set me free and burn in me. You are all that I need and all I need. Oh, you are the everlasting God. Your love is changing me, and as I'm drawing close to you, you're drawing even closer. You are the everlasting God. Your love is changing me, and as I'm drawing close to you, you're drawing even closer to me. No, set me free and burn in me. You are all I need and all I need. Lord, your mercy falls like rain here on us.
Welcome, one and all, to another edition of our Fireside Chats. I'm excited, as always, that you're here. I know you hear that line every time, but I believe in trying to stay consistent. So thanks for being here. Thanks for enjoying with us. While you're here, while you're checking things out, maybe this is your first time, maybe this is your 50th time. I don't know. We would love to connect with you. And right beside me, you can see a way that you can connect with us, that you can share information. It'll be all over the screen all throughout the night tonight. So that is cutt.ly/MC registration. That's where you can reach out to us directly. You can send us your concerns, questions, problems, issues. You can send us needs. You can send us prayer requests. You can send us that Mark's breath smells. Whatever it might be, you can reach out to us and share with us what's going on in your heart. That's for whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, whatever it is. You can type in that link later. You can do it now, maybe on a different device. Maybe have your a sibling, a grandchild, a son, daughter, whatever it might be, type it and do it for you. Whatever it looks like. We just want to continue to connect with you and make sure that we are doing our best to meet your needs. So as we move farther on tonight, I want to just cover some more announcements for you. I want to let you know, I'm going to update this graphic, I promise, but I hope for the red texts that'll work for now. March 10th, that is coming up soon. That's a Wednesday night at 7 p.m. in room 305. That is on the very east end of the building, is where Wayne Altpeter is going to be doing American Idols. It has been great. If you've been a part of that, I highly encourage you to check out Facebook for the information, like, share, tell your friends about it, send a carrier pigeon, write a letter, whatever you can to let people know that we are going to be there and it is going to be a great time. Wayne is doing a great job for us. We love and we appreciate him. And so if you would be a part of that and join that, we would love that. Activate is back on for kids. They are fully staffed, and we are ready to support a Wednesday night Bible study. With that, moving right along to our next one here. There we go. Don't forget that our calendar is where you can subscribe and be a part of all the different things that are going on. CUTT. Sorry guys, I got a little clicky on the button there. cutt.lymc calendar. You can subscribe to that. Ben and Steve do a great job of updating that, of staying on Facebook, of making sure all of our events are up to date. They are my guys behind the scene that do an amazing job, and I would be lost without them. So I really encourage you to subscribe, to be a part of that. It's something these guys have worked hard on, so we would love for you to be there and to do that. Sign up so you know what's going on, updated every 18 hours. Did you know that in just a few short weeks, we will have been doing these chats for 1 year? 1 year solid. I'm a firm believer that the church is going through a great transformation. Maybe it's not what you thought it would be. Maybe you can't wait to be back in a building. That's obviously important. But I believe that the church is going through a transformation to where people want to reach out and be part of smaller, family-like communities where they can just do life together, like the Church of Acts. And that's why we're going to continue to do everything that we can to make our services, our information, our connection with you on demand for you. So you can tune in wherever you are, whenever you have time, and you can connect and do the things that we are doing. So as we add things and do things, I just want to encourage you to keep following us because we're going to do Fireside Chats. We're coming back to Manchurch next Sunday. Next Sunday night, 7 p.m., we're going to be in person. We're going to do all the things that we have tried and continue to do to connect with you. And we're going to get better. And we're going to do it in a way that honors God. As we move forward, I want to let you know that the series for our Manchurch starting up is the Jesus Creed. I'm super excited. Started laying out, all done, ready to go. So pumped, getting it going. I can't wait to see you. I hope that you'll be here too. We're working on the food thing. We're figuring that out. We're going to get to the bottom of that. But I just hope that you would show up, that you would invite your friend, maybe your friend's friend, maybe some dude that you see walking on the street, because we can't wait to see your face and we can't wait to worship together and cover the Jesus Creed. Don't forget, Man Camp is coming. You can see the dates here. Again, I think Man Camp 4, that is April 16th to the 18th, is what a lot of our friends are going to. We just continue to advertise the dates. We're not quite ready in a position to be able to get people to go on there. So if you are interested, Sam Mogler, John Schneider are your guys. They'll help you out. You can see the dates here. Miracle Camp is where it is. It's in Michigan. Just search Google for that, and you'll find everything that you need and are ready to go. Tonight, I want to get right inside of our fireside chat. Tonight, I want to talk about our hope words. I've got a little bit, I got about 10 minutes to cover everything that I want to cover, and I got like a ton of Bible verses here that I want to go over, but we're going to get it done. And the hope words tonight are right beside me. You will know God is showing up when he shows up in a way that you cannot explain. Cannot explain. I think tonight that all of us can agree with those hope words, right? I think we can all agree that those words are true and echo inside of halls of hearts and lives and minds and wise words of wisdom. We can all agree with these hope words. As a matter of fact, I even believe that we can tell people these hope words. We can tell them that, hey, you know, God's going to show up in a way that you can't explain. We can tell people that are struggling to see the light, that are a hand just above the ocean's crashing waves, fighting for air. We can tell people those hope words. But what is it like to experience these hope words? You see, that's a different question. That's a different question altogether. What is it like to actually experience God showing up in a way that you can't explain? What does that look like? That's one of the first things that we want to talk about and think about, how God could show up and how he did for you. So as we do that, we are going to talk about Isaiah 35. In verse 1 and 2, there's a lot to type, a lot of different things going on. But I want to read for you in these verses. This is verse 1. Even the wilderness and the desert will be glad in those days. The wasteland will rejoice and blossom with spring crocuses. Pretty sure that's a flower. Yes, there will be an abundance of flowers and singing and joy. The deserts will become as green as the mountains of Lebanon, as lovely as Mount Carmel, or the plain of Sharon. There the Lord will display his glory and the splendor of God. Now that's a lot of stuff. But what I do want to tell you is that as you hear these verses, they sound great. But let me give you the context of why Isaiah wrote these. You see, in the middle of this, Isaiah is called as a prophet when the most powerful country in the world, Babylon, the Assyrians, are going around and destroying cultures, history, ways of life for every race, creed, religion, people that they run into. And they absorb them into this Assyrian culture. So you've got that going on. Number 2, Isaiah was called to a people that would never listen to God. No matter what he did, no matter what he tried, Israelites were stubborn. Right? I have yet to wake up and walk outside my door and to see manna and quail on my front porch. Kind of still waiting. I have never seen a pillar of fire in front of me. I haven't seen plagues. I haven't seen a lot of the things that the Israelites saw in the time of all these things that they would have experienced to the people that Isaiah was called to. They would have told these stories all the way from Moses to now. and yet they never listened. Isaiah is sent to a culture that is fighting him, to a people that wouldn't listen to him, to tell the promise of what I just read you, that God shows up when you least expect him to. So we've set the stage that the wilderness, the desert, all these different things going on. What's your desert tonight? What's your wilderness tonight? What does that look like for you? Maybe you could share it in the chat. Maybe there is a question card if you're on Facebook Live. I don't know what it might be for you, but I know that you have a desert. I know that you have a wilderness, and I know that you're struggling. I'm sure you're waiting for the flowers and the new beginnings and all the things happening, just like we wait for spring to come and out of winter. What are you experiencing for your desert or your wilderness tonight? So we have set the stage, right? God is Isaiah is prophesying to these people, setting the stage. And then, so he sets the stage on what how he's going to make all things new. And then, the very next thing that Isaiah talks about is that God is going to get busy making things right before anything else. Verse 3 and 4. With this news, strengthen those who have tired hands and encourage those who have weak knees. Say to those with fearful hearts, be strong and do not fear, for your God is coming to destroy your enemies. He is coming to save you. Isaiah 35, 3 through 4. With this news, strengthen those who have tired hands. Tonight, how can we do that for you? Would you share with us? We'll have a chance at the end. You'll see an email address. Maybe you can use our registration link. Maybe you can do it in the chat. Maybe you can message the page. But how can we strengthen your tired hands? How can we encourage your weak knees? What can we say to your fearful heart and tell you that God is coming to destroy your enemies? He's coming to save you. That is God getting busy setting things right. And then the last, and I think one of the most important parts of this chapter of Isaiah 35, of this story of everything going on, God shows up. Verse 8. And a great road will go through a once deserted land, and it will be named the Highway of Holiness. Evil-minded people will never travel only. It will only be for those who walk in God's ways. Fools will never walk there. Lions will not lurk along its course, nor any other ferocious beasts. There will be no other dangers. Only the redeemed will walk on it. Those who have been ransomed by the Lord will return. They will enter Jerusalem singing, crowned with everlasting joy. Sorrow and mourning will disappear, and they will be filled with joy and gladness. That is God showing up. A few other verses, maybe that 8 and 10 didn't do it for you. It did for me. Right, that whole idea of that there are no lions, no ferocious beasts. Maybe that's not you. So what if this is you? What if you're struggling tonight with physical ailments? Right? What if this is where you're at? Verse 5. And when he comes, he will open the eyes of the blind. He will unplug the ears of the deaf. The lame will leap like a deer, and those who cannot speak will sing for joy. The parched ground will become a pool, verse 7, and springs of water will satisfy the thirsty land. Marsh grass and reeds and rushes will flourish where desert jackals once lived. You see, in a desert and a wilderness full of ferocious beasts and wastelands, God shows up. He shows up. Now, I know for some of you, I'm probably just preaching and you've heard this before, I'm sure 100 times. And that's okay. That's fine. But tonight, I want to encourage you. That's what these sessions, that's what these fireside chats, that's what this is for. So when you can go back and remember and look at these things and know that God shows up. Because I know if you were to look hard enough in your heart tonight, you remember a time when God showed up, when he healed a marriage, maybe healed you from a divorce and brought you exactly who you were meant to be with. Maybe the loss of a child, of a job, the loss of your way of life, the loss of freedom, maybe the loss of family and friends. I don't know what your wasteland is, but I know that you remember the times that God showed up when you could least explain it. I know I can. And I encourage you tonight, when you feel those waves crashing, when you see the lightning striking, when your life looks like a wasteland, I encourage you to remember Isaiah 35, that God sets the stage. God gets busy making it right. And that the very last sentence of verse 10, sorrow and mourning will disappear, and they will be filled with joy and gladness. Tonight, as we close, I want you guys to know that you are prayed for and that you are cared for. And I don't know if life will ever be the same. I don't know if your job will get easier. I don't even know right now where you are if you're going to get another job. I'm not sure what life holds for you. But I do know this, and I'll read it again, the full verse. Those who have been ransomed by the Lord will return. They will enter Jerusalem singing, crowned with everlasting joy. Sorrow and mourning will disappear, and they will be filled with joy and gladness. God will get busy, and God will show up in ways that you could never explain. And that is our prayer for you tonight, that in your wilderness, you know, just a little bit longer, because God's getting ready to show up in ways you could never explain. Would you pray with us as we close? Jesus, there's a lot of sorrow. There's a lot of hurt. There's struggle, pain, despair, brokenness, disunity, anger, frustration. All these things you know, you felt. And Lord, tonight we cry out to you. We want the sorrow and mourning to disappear from our lives. We don't want ferocious lions lurking on our path. We pray that we are filled with joy and gladness, trust and love, because you promised it. And we know that you will show up in ways that we can't explain, because you have done it before. And we know that you're going to do it again. We trust you and we love you. Amen.